just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
No, that wasn't some skit. It wasn't a joke. That was Tucker Carlson in an act of extreme desperation for attention. So congratulations, Tucker. Interviewing a guy named Larry Sinclair, who's like a lunatic, like a proven con man, convicted con man, absolute lunatic. So he claims that he and Barack Obama engaged in a drug-fueled sex act back in 1999. So he had aired these ridiculous allegations after Obama had been elected. No one took him seriously because he failed to provide a shred of evidence. More details on that in just a moment. But first, how could we not show you a little more of Tucker's teaser with this lunatic interview?
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
Let me just ask the obvious question, what was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't as long.
The guy's running for president and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
You know, Francesca, maybe Tucker Carlson isn't a troll. Maybe he's not desperate for attention. Maybe he is in fact a bold truth teller who is willing to inform the American public about a con man who has made false allegations against a former president that he has failed to provide a single shred of evidence of. Maybe that's who Tucker Carlson really is.
The edit job on this is just chef's kiss. Like, he was able to steal whoever like does the Bachelorette editing, and it was like, because I just smoked crack with the former president. Yes, like, did you know who he was? How would he have known who he was? In 1999, I mean, he was a state senator. I guess he would have known that, but he wasn't Barack Obama, the president. Just, I mean, the thirst, Anna. When sometimes you just watch something and you cringe because the thirst just sort of, your whole computer is wet at the end of it because you're like,
oh my
Tucker
gosh.
wants you to watch.
How about that?
I'm telling you, Tucker wants you to watch his, what is it, hour-long program on X?
Oh
Nobody's watching more than, no one's watching more than 2 minutes on X. Let me just like, as someone who's tried to put like a 10-minute clip, an 8-minute clip, nobody watching that. Nobody watching that.
Francesca, can you imagine interviewing that guy for an hour?
I hope they smoke crack at the end of that. Like, I hope they did a line at the end of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I love it. So let's get into more details. First, I can't help but share this tweet this X from Aaron Rupar, who says that these accusations have been around for at least 15 years and have never been credible. He's right about that. Relitigating long debunked conspiracy theories about a guy who hasn't been in office for 7 years shows how low Tucker Carlson has fallen these days. Also true. And then my favorite is point number 3, which is simply laughing my ass off, because how could you not? But let's be fair. Let's get into the substance, okay? Who is this Sinclair guy? What happened? When did these allegations first come about? Well, back in 2008, Politico actually did a pretty extensive report on Sinclair and how his outlandish allegations are just that, outlandish. And he didn't even have like a credible background, right? So anyone who took him seriously is an absolute joke. Public records and court filings reveal that he has a 27-year criminal record, which, look, just because you have a criminal record doesn't necessarily mean that you lose all credibility, right? However, let's pay attention to what he was convicted of, okay? With a specialty in crimes involving deceit. The record includes forgery charges in 2 states, one of which drew Sinclair a 16-year jail sentence. The Pueblo County, Colorado Sheriff's Office also has an outstanding warrant for Sinclair's arrest for forging an acquaintance's signature and stealing her tax funds.
That's low.
So this is a report from June of 2008, okay? That's why it mentions a warrant, which by the way, because of his little stunt, his little Obama stunt, that warrant was executed. I'll tell you how. So back in 2004, he signed an affidavit claiming to be terminally ill as he sought to have a warrant dismissed. Although nearly 2 decades later, he was still alive. Weird terminal illness he had there. In June of 2008, Sinclair rented a room. I can't even believe this happened. He rented a room at the National Press Club in DC and spoke for an hour about his supposed sexual liaisons with Obama. So he claimed that one was in the back of a limo, another in a hotel room in Illinois. The press conference ended in Sinclair's arrest on an open warrant from Delaware after liberal bloggers who supported Obama apparently tipped off DC police to his scheduled appearance. Which I do not, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, make America great again. You know what I'm saying? Like 2008, that was a good year. That's a great year, great story. Dude speaking for an hour, long enough for like the cops to be called and arrest his ass. How you speak at for an hour? Like, you know, there were some Republicans there who were like, really? Tell me more about what was it like in the limo with Barack Obama?
Totally.
Because that's ultimately what this is. It's also a little bit of salaciousness because they are so up his you know what. Like they're so, again, they lust after Obama. The more they hate you, it's like, yeah, it's very, very Freudian, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point, and I think there's a lot of truth to that, especially for Sinclair. Now, let's get back to Tucker Carlson for a minute, because just last week, he was apparently speaking to Adam Carolla, and here's what he had to say about Sinclair's allegations. In 2008, this is a direct quote from Tucker Carlson. In 2008, it became really clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. A guy came forward, Larry Sinclair, and said, I'll sign an affidavit, and he did. I'll do a lie detector, and he did. You know what? Tucker got one part of that statement right. Sinclair did take a lie detector test, believe it or not. In fact, he notoriously failed the lie detector test in 2008. And then publicly accused Obama advisor David Axelrod of bribing the examiners to rig the results. Because of course, like I'm not surprised. By the way, in prison, according to state records filed in federal court, Sinclair was disciplined 97 times for infractions including assault, threats, drug possession, no surprise there, intimidation and verbal abuse. And look, to me, all of this is pretty obvious that Tucker Carlson, again, yes, he has fallen. He's desperate for attention. I mean, he is scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel by interviewing people like Sinclair. But what's amazing to me is even after that defamation lawsuit that Fox News lost, partly because of Tucker Carlson's lies about the 2020 presidential election, like he's learned nothing. In 2008, it became really clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. Like the fact that he's just going around saying defamatory garbage about Barack Obama is amazing to me. Like he just doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, they're just bored. It's like, oh, let's shake the Obama tree. There's a little moldy apple. I'm gonna bite it and eat it and let's do this again. Like they're just, again, they're so bored of their same BS. They're like, do you wanna do great replacement theory today? Oh, I'm so bored of great replacement. Do you wanna do like grooming? Oh, it's so boring to do grooming. Let's do Obama again, hell yeah, let's go. Like, and it's also just, I don't know who he's auditioning for, Anna. Like, and also, I would love to see the DMs between Elon Musk and Tucker. Just like, we're gonna make you like a whole, like an intro, we're gonna make you a graphic, it's on X, and like, well, everyone's gonna have their own, and it's gonna be monetized. I swear you're gonna make money, but it'll take like 15 to 25. Just two sad rich men. Go away, how about going away? You know how that's always an option when you've got enough money? You could just go away. You could
love to go away.
Live a beautiful life. Right?
Give me money,
We'd all love to go away. Oh my God. I'll pay me to retire. I'd love to retire right now. I'll retire tomorrow.
I would just volunteer at animal shelters.
Right.
Like I would love it. I would like try to be a park ranger. Like I would do things that I know wouldn't make enough money for me to live like
exactly.
in LA.
Yes.
But I would enjoy. Like there's so much out there. But no, these guys, it's not because it's not about money, Francesca. It's about fame, it's about power, it's about being part of the national conversation. Like it's an addiction for people like Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson.
Yes. Do you think either of them, Anna, has a future running for president? Because don't you think it was, I mean, everyone kept on floating Tucker Carlson in the future, president. I don't know anymore. I don't know about this.
I don't know. I have no idea. Crazy things that I wouldn't have predicted have happened already. Yes. So who knows what the future entails? I don't know how possible this is, but I want to find ways to bridge the divide among American voters and get everyone to think a little more critically about how we can move the country forward in a positive, sane direction, right? I think that should, like, there's a sickness in the country right now that has been perpetuated by people like Tucker Carlson, and I want to find ways to fix it. I'm not entirely sure how to do it, but I do think that's like the most important course of action right now. We got to heal the country. Otherwise, we're gonna keep having lunatics run for president and win in elections.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.